what to do if a bigger man or wannabe tough guy ever rolls up on you, gets in your face, and tries to intimidate you. Right? Starts yelling at you, maybe even screaming at you, getting all angry, all emotional. How do you handle that? What do you do? Well, the last thing you want to do is react. Okay? As I teach you on my channel, always be non-reactive. So the last thing you want to do is react on any level, because really he's expecting you to cower. He's expecting you to just kind of ball up and go, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. No, don't do that. You're just going to make it worse. As Mike Tyson always used to say, the kid who doesn't fight goes home with a black eye. Now, I'm not telling you to fight. Okay, so hear me out. So you'll have these times, especially if you go out as much as I do and you put yourself in these crazy situations where you might have approached some guy's girlfriend by accident, or some other guy's target. You know, the guy reacts negatively, he flips out, can't handle the fact that you talked to his girl. Those are the situations where the last thing you want to do is escalate them. Okay, you have to become very good at de-escalating these situations if you want to live to see your grandkids one day. Okay, because when you go out there and you let yourself get involved in these very heated arguments where they could quickly escalate to physical violence, you really put yourself in danger. And I don't want you guys to be in danger. You know, I mean, I still go out multiple times per week, 4 to 5 times per week. I still do pickups, still do games, still run boot camps, even at my age. And these situations never cease to amaze me. Many times they are just unavoidable. They just happen. And I'm just so used to it at this point where I know very quickly how to de-escalate the situation, which I always do, right? I always de-escalate the situation because it's 99% of the time, it's based on a misunderstanding, right? The guy thought like you're trying to disrespect him, you're trying to take his girl, or, you know, you're trying to be some F-boy or whatever else, and that's not the case. And the guy might even try to take some shots at you, and you know what, you might want to react, you might want to punch the guy in the face, but you know what, if you do those things, I'm not going to tell you what to do, if you do those things, you're going to deal with the consequences of that. So I always say, like, how much time do you have on your hands? Do you have time to deal with that? Do you have time to go to court? Do you have time to deal with a potential felony charge? Because I don't have that time, right? I don't have that time, especially from a low value male. I mean, if I'm going to get into it with somebody, it better be somebody high value. But then again, those dudes don't get involved in stuff like that, right? And when I was younger and I didn't have much going on, I allowed myself to sink to their level and fight, right? And it never turned out well. And for some reason, I was always the one who got in trouble. I was like, this clown started, why am I in trouble? You know, for some reason. Maybe it was the universe telling me, don't do this, right? I don't want you doing this. Regardless, any situation that happens where a guy, you know, especially a bigger guy, because it'll usually be a bigger guy, right? If it's a smaller guy, they'll be a lot more careful about rolling up on you, because they'll be like, I could get my ass kicked, I ain't gonna do this, right? So it's always gonna be a guy who's bigger than you. And the thing you have to understand about these guys too is they will only react to a guy who is smaller than them, right? So already what this tells you about him is he's standing on a house of cards. Standing on a house of cards. Because if it was a bigger guy, Mike Tyson tried to pick up your girl, would you react this way? Probably not. Probably not. You'd be like, oh, hi, Mike. Can I get an autograph? Right? But because it's some dude who is a couple inches shorter than you and maybe not as jacked as you, you feel that, you know, you have this big guy privilege to go intimidate him. Right? And another thing you have to understand is more than half of the time, these aren't going to be, they're not going to escalate it physically unless you do, right? Most of the time, I mean, if you de-escalate it, they will de-escalate too, right? Once they get over their little, their menstrual cycle there that they're having right in front of you. Because, I mean, really, it's, I mean, that's all it is. I just automatically lose respect for these guys who completely freak out, fly off the handle, throw a temper tantrum, start yelling. Arr! I mean, I've had guys do that, right? In the club. Like, arr, arr. I couldn't even hear like a single word the guy was saying. I was trying to de-escalate. I'm like trying to listen to him, right? Because that's, you got to listen sometimes. And the guy's just like, like barking in my face, like literally. And I'm like, and trying not to laugh, right? Because that'll escalate it, right? Part of me does want to like bust up laughing because I'm like, I wish I could just befriend this guy and show him a video of himself getting angry. He would laugh his ass off. He'd feel silly. He'd feel like a fool after. And many of them do feel like a fool after. Once I de-escalate it and I throw him a little bit of shine, like, I didn't know she was with you, dude. My bad. You know, but good for you. Wow, man. I'm like, you know, you must be doing something right. I mean, I'll throw them a little bit of shine. Usually the guy's like, oh, okay, yeah, sorry, you know, because I have so many jackasses in this club. And, you know, it's like, okay, I get it. Right, but still, you shouldn't react that way if you're that dude, right? You just be like, okay, you know, I'm with a hot girl. She's going to get hit on. That's life, right? You learn, because when the girl sees you reacting that way, it's not turning her on. It's turning her off, right? I don't know a single girl who gets turned on by her boyfriend getting jealous and trying to go beat up other dudes who look at her cross-eyed. You don't deserve a hot chick, because those chicks always leave, and then, you know, they end up leaving for another dude who doesn't react the way you do. But either way, the thing you have to understand about guys who just try to roll up on you and get in your face and try to fight you is they want you to react, right? They want you to be intimidated by them. And it's always the guy who's bigger than you. No surprise. How many guys smaller than you tried to roll up on you? Probably almost never, right? That doesn't happen. Every once in a blue moon, the guy's got a death wish. He might try to roll up on you, right? Or he might have his buddies around, right? He'll have like 3 friends around, and a little small guy roll up on you. I mean, guys who do that, by the way, not to veer off the coaching video, but, you know, guys who try to only talk smack when they're with their boys are complete pussies. Right, I always call them out for that too, because I mean, again, I go out so much, so this happens. But I do call those guys out. I have no problem doing it. I'm like, dude, can I ask you a question? I'm like, what? Like, to really get his attention. Let me ask you this: are you ever this brave when you're by yourself? Right? I bet you're not. Right? I bet you're only this brave when you're with your friends. Right? When you're with your girlfriends. That's the only time you're this brave. I mean, your boyfriends. All right, but you're never this brave when you're by yourself, right? I bet you aren't. Oh, I am. Yeah, sure. Right? It's kind of my punishment trolling these guys who try to be tough only when they have their friends around. Because it's like, dude, if you're alone, would you be talking this smack? I don't think so. You're only tough. If you can't say it without your friends around, don't say it with your friends around. Otherwise, you're a pussy. That's the way I look at it, right? So I do call guys out from time to time if I'm in the venue and, you know, I feel that needs to happen, and I could help teach this guy a lesson. I mean, I do it. Plus, it annoys me when dudes do that. I'm like, dude, you know, it's always too when if these guys think that you're alone, but they're there with their friends, they get all big and bold, and then they see one of your friends come out, and then all of a sudden they get silent. And I've had that happen so many times with these guys who are only tough when their friends around. As soon as they see one of my wings come out, they're like, whoops. You know, it's like, oh, okay, so you were only tough because you thought I was here by myself and you have 4 dudes with you? You know, give me a break, dude. You're a pussy. You're just a puss, right? Big puss, you know? So, yeah. Either way, don't react and don't escalate the situation, guys. I mean, and this is not only, you know, for your, because I don't want this to end fatally for you, but also because you need to start training your ego to not be so emotional, right? To not react like a little girl. You need to start training your ego to be the leader, right? To be the big brother, to be the man, the mature man in the situation, because you can't depend on him to do it, much less any other guy out there. Most guys out there are pretty immature and pretty juvenile and stuck in their heads and ruled by their emotions, and you know, they will do anything at any cost to protect their ego. Right? They're constantly in this ego protection mode. And when you're in ego protection mode 24/7, guess what? You don't get to enjoy your life. You don't get to enjoy your time out there. You don't get to enjoy the club. You don't get to enjoy your friends. You don't get to enjoy just existing. because you're constantly waiting to defend yourself. Right? I don't live my life like that. I don't live to exist. I live to live. Okay? Because if you're constantly on eggshells, like waiting for somebody to trigger you, then you're not living. You're just existing. Right? So the thing you have to understand about guys who do this is, well, obviously, A, they're low value, right? But B, they're staying on a house of cards. And C, they haven't achieved their abundance as a man. They're still stuck in that female emotional frame. A lot of times these guys are raised by a single mom. No surprise, right? No surprise. Or a weak father figure. No surprise. Okay, no surprise they're acting out like this, as if they're just children, right? And I've seen guys as in their 60s still acting like throwing a temper tantrum in the street for whatever reason. Now, I've never had it happen to me. Like, I mean, I don't really deal with 60-year-old men in these clubs. It's usually, guys who are my age or much younger. But still, it saddens. It's sad, man. I mean, it's sad that, like, wow, you're like a really angry person still, right? And I always say, like, if you don't have love in your heart, you have anger. And that's what these guys are. They're just, like, full of anger and, full of mama's anger, because that's where they get it from. I mean, I hate to say it, but that's truthful. If we go from a psychological aspect, the anger comes from your mom, right? She laid this anger onto you, and now you're out there recycling it onto other people, who are innocent, who probably aren't trying to do you any harm. Just, it might have just been a mistake or a misunderstanding, and here you are, woo, flying off the handle. Because you can't control your emotions, because why? You're a little bitch. I gotta call it like I see it, right? You haven't handled yourself yet, son, but you better, because there will come a day where it won't be some pickup artist trying to de-escalate it. It will be some guy who's part of the mafia, or it'll be some guy with a death wish. It'll be some guy, with a 9mm in his pants that could care less about you or your life or your family, who are going to be sad when they're burying you. All right, so that's why I say there's really no reason to flip out over anything, right? This is why I teach you guys, one of the biggest traits I teach you for being an alpha male is to be non-reactive, right? To just be like ice. Okay, and it's a skill, because we're not born with that. We're not born with it. Especially if you've been bullied as a child, right? You tend to be a little more jumpy. But, you can fix those things. You can suppress it dramatically, when you learn stuff like this. Okay? But, as always, fellas, drop your comments below. Let me know if you got value out of tonight's coaching video. And anything you would like to share if you've been in these situations where a bigger dude tried to roll up on you, tried to scare you, tried to get you to, buckle at the knees because he's much taller than you or, much fatter than you, whatever it is. Drop your comments below. Let me know how that turned out, what happened, and what you learned from it. Okay, because that's the most important thing, is you learn from these situations. Don't go home and get angry about it, like, oh my God, I should have punched that guy in the face. Instead learn from it. Like, okay, first see that guy for what he is. Really just a weak man, an emotional man, beta. And also, like, okay, if I'm in the situation again, how could I de-escalate better, right? Just think of ways that you can improve, because obviously he's not going to improve himself. So it's up to you to improve yourself. So drop the comments below. Until next time, this is Matt Cross from AlphaMaleSecrets signing out. Don't forget to smash that like button below. Also hit the notification bell right next to it so you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Helps me out a ton when you actually subscribe to my AlphaMaleSecrets channel. I've been checking my analytics, man, and too many of you guys are still not yet subscribed to the AlphaMaleSecrets channel here on the YouTube. So please make sure you're subscribed as well. Helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, and just help a brother out and subscribe. And for you guys who love my work and all of this amazing content I'm teaching you here on the AlphaMaleSecrets, the best way to support my work is becoming a premium member of my premium AlphaMaleSecrets channel, which I am hosting on a private platform away from YouTube. And the reason I'm doing that is because I'm protecting my content from YouTube in the event they try to shut me down one day. They won't be able to because all my content will be protected. It is being protected on my private platform. So this is the absolute best way to support my work, is becoming a premium Alpha Male Secrets subscriber on my premium Alpha Male Secrets channel, which is being hosted on a private platform. Right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of premium Alpha Male Secrets content from me. So take advantage of it. Okay, all you need to do is click the link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds. So do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video. I'm out.